joined by case manager Alan Dowson after this afternoon's 3-1 home defeat against Harrow Borough. Alan, what went wrong today, particularly in the first half when we went in at 3 down at the interval?
We didn't get any more howlers than that. Defensively, we're torn back. Two full-backs were torn apart. Two middle ones were. Midfield were non-existent tackling-wise. Didn't get a ball in the box for a front two. And so I don't get much. It took us by shock, to be honest. I don't get much worse than them. We weren't going to play. We were going to play the same shape what we played in the second half, but Turby was 20 minutes late, so I left him with the team. And we didn't defend very well at all, and we'll be looking and blaming other people, but we didn't defend well at the team. And like second half, we've had the best chances of the game. Scored a goal. All us had 2 chances. We had a couple of, but first half the game's won, to be honest. So. My problem, I've got to deal with it. I've got to sort it, to be honest. So the biggest plus was Gary Mack playing a 45-minute because he was our best player by a million miles just by playing and doing the right things and heading it at the right times and kicking in and like see not whacking the ball up in the air, like passing the ball in the feet in the front three. And he was our best player. So hopefully that'll be a turn and hopefully get him in the side as quick as we can.
What difference can he make when he's fully fit to the side?
He can organise him, I think, to be honest, and he can defend a little bit. And I saw him the first thing he done. He made a mistake when the ball didn't quite come in here, and he ran 20 yards and made a tackle. I haven't seen that happening, and we're like sort of non-existent in midfield again. In the back, listen, the goalkeepers and back fours have got to take blames when you lose 3 goals like that. Wide open mistake. Qualms made a mistake for his second goal as such, and to be honest, that's a mistake on the halfway line, but he's still got to travel a while back and we're wide open and one-on-one for the goalkeeper. I don't know how he's got in that position. I don't know where my right full-back was there, my right centre-half was there, to be honest. I don't know. So that's the things I've got to sort out, and it's my problem, and I've got to deal with it. It's very sad for the people watching the game. If I was paying money to come in, I would actually moan and shout and all that, and sing songs at ex-players and all that. But to be honest, we're doing it before kick-off here, so it's that's going to happen to me, and I've got to take on board as well. And fair play.
Jay Dolan, one of the new signings, made his debut today. How do you think he did? Better to come, I presume.
Better come, of course, and then better second half when he was playing the back three when he was sweeping. So first half he'd not be very happy like anybody else, so he wasn't very good first half. Second half he got better, I thought, to be honest.
And did the second half performance improve significantly for yourself? You made the triple substitution.
I did at half time. Could have been anybody coming off, and I thought it improved. I did. I need to sign a couple of players. Obviously, I'm trying to do that. I need improvement, and it did improve. And I said at half time, just have a go. No problem getting anybody. Could have been anybody coming off, but I got the back, the 2 full backs off, and Hawley, we need to get somebody to get a decent ball in the box or pass a decent ball through. Sam Clayton done that a certain way, and I knew that Tom didn't do very well when he come on, Tom and Bolla, and all that struggle out there, and Bobby didn't do much second half, but at least we didn't concede again, and we looked a bit more threatening and all that, so that's what we've got to try to do and take it on, and we so terrible, we so awful, we so at home. Concede 3 goals at home again is not very good, to be honest, so it's something, like at the minute it's going to be a bit of hassle going on. I've told the players that's my problem, Matt, the hassle and the stuff what goes with it. If I was paying money to come in today, I would give me stick a bit, to be honest, so all I got to do is work as hard as I can to try to change the situation around with this players or whatever. Now that's what I've got to do.
How much did we miss Matt Gray and Max Huswick today?
I love that.
Suspended.
Yeah, definitely we'll miss Max's pace at the back. And Matty Gray, when he's having a bad game, he still has got that quality to produce a good ball in the box, and we missed that today because we didn't get any balls in the box today with any quality at all, so we missed that as well, yes.
Carl Wilson-Dennis left in the week. Does that put extra pressure on Bobby to get in amongst the goals?
Well, it hasn't in the last 7 weeks because he hasn't played. He's been injured for 7 weeks, Carl. Carl Shorten, Croydon Athletic was the last game he played, and he come off injured and he hasn't played since, so it was never, I got all of in to try to help. I was a young lad and I need to get a centre forward, and I've got that. I can't do nothing for Tuesday, but I have been trying. I tried to swap Dean Lodge with Paul Fiennes. Paul Fiennes has decided to go to Maidstone. I think Lodge is training with Bromley or whatever, and I need to get somebody in to play up there with Bob, or get 2 up there and get some pressure on Bob to perform, but it's not really a thing with Carl, I don't think, because like I say, he hasn't played for 6 weeks, so whatever's been happening in the last 6 weeks, getting second top of the league, Carl hasn't really played a part in really, but I do wish Carl all the best. I think he's a nice kid, and he said he wanted some games, and I think he's went down with Carl Shorten training, and if he does, good luck, and if he scores goals and we can't score goals, then he makes me look stupid, and that's what football's about,
You mentioned Dean Lodge in there. Yeah. I was going to ask you, there hasn't been an official statement from the club, but he's left now. He's moved on, has he?
I think so, yes. He's had some fantastic times down here. He's done very, very well. He scored a few goals at the start of the season. He was doing okay. Then when it was just basic things really, you know, where I thought, well, last time he's come a couple of times late again, and he's late, and the last time he was late, he was saying that it was quite a way to travel from, and he travels quite a way, and so I think it's best if he gets the club closer to him, in my opinion. Toby was late today, and Toby was going to play, we're going to change the shape, so I had to change the shape, and last year didn't help really, but I'm not going to buckle down, I'm not going to bottle it, if you like, or turn down anybody's requests and sort of thing. If you do things right with us, and you turn on time, and you actually train as hard as you possibly can, you might have a chance, and that's what I'm trying to get players who can do that. If I can't, then I feel, simple as that, but I'll feel doing it my way, and my way is work as hard as you possibly can at all times. And yes, I make some fair players miss out, and yes, I might make some bad signings, and I'll make them into good signings, and yes, if we're good dropping down the league, of course I'm going to get where's Lodge, where's Carl Dennis, where's whoever, you know. I've done it before when changing players when I first come to a club. I've done it the season before last, I've done it last season, I've done it at the beginning of last season, I'm doing it changing round now. The chairman, Malcolm, very supportive, just said, listen, it's a blessing in disguise, because he hasn't seen many better, worse defensive displays there, but he knows where I'm coming from, because I'm just saying, like, listen, if you want to be part of the club, you've got to make sure you're on time and do things the right way, and you might have half a chance. But yes, I think Lodge was training with Bromley on Thursday, I believe, and I tried to swap him with Fines, and that hasn't come off, so I don't know what he's doing, to tell you the truth.
But that was a decision from the management, as opposed to the player.
I think so. Yes. Yes. He, when he was later last time, you were sort of saying that he's. It was because he was too far away. I can't have players being late and stuff like that. Like say, Toby was late today, and that's why he wasn't playing and stuff like that. And I've tried to set the store out saying that's what it's going to do and get players in who are going to be like that. It was my decision. I thought Paul Fines would benefit us, to be honest, and I made the phone call. Paul Fines has went and made some with his brother, I gather, and I think Lodgie's training with Bromley, and that's what I think is happening, to tell you the truth. So if that's an official announcement, I think okay, that's probably official, but that's what's happening, to be honest. I believe we're all here today. I think. I believe so. You know, there's no problem. Like I say, honestly, Lodgie's done some great memories down here. Been a fantastic servant to the club. Called Dennis has done well. But when things aren't going well, or when things are going, I'm going to get stick, man. I'm going to get that, and that's my problem, to be honest. Like, you know,
there'll be some new faces arriving in the next few weeks. Do you think to plug the gaps?
Yeah, plug the gaps. Plug the gaps. No, you know, I've got a centre forward in. But he's a young lad, you know, and tries hard. I need to get. I thought I had Paul Fines. I did this week. Obviously, that hasn't come up. I can't do anything for Tuesday night because you can't. So yes, I need you know, a couple of players to fill them gaps. Of course, I do. It shows the day I do, to be honest. You know, Max Husbeck coming back, be excellent for us. Matty Gray coming back. Looking forward to getting him back, to be honest. The deliveries from wide areas a day were not very good. And obviously, I think Gavin Mack will be the best sign out a lot, if you say. And what I saw with Gavin second half, like, you know, the organisation and things like that, I'm pleased about that as well.
Next week we've got loads of stuff to wear. It's a long trip. It's going to be a difficult trip. They're tough to beat home. What are you going to change ahead of next week after today?
I'll have to change a few things, like us get the eye, so I may as well not go. I was travelling up on a Friday night. We've been sponsored by our lovely loyal supporter Dorothy Hall. Has sponsored us to go up there, so that's good news. We've travelling on a Friday night. We'll prepare right. I will have another player in by then. If I get Gary Mack, I count that as 2 new players. I get Gracie and Max in the team. That's 4 new players. So I'll be more confident going into next week's games without them not back in the team, to be honest, you know, when I was the day. The first half, I got no excuses. I feel sorry for support. I feel sorry. And of course, people are coming around the dugout. Of course, I'm going to get stick, man. If I was paying money to come in, I would give me stick. Rightly so. It's my team I put out today. And yes, I'm having a crack down on the discipline. That's what I'm doing. And I'd rather get the sack, to be honest, and gun the other way and just say, okay, it doesn't matter if you're 20 minutes late, it doesn't matter if you're half an hour late, it doesn't matter if you miss training, it doesn't matter if you do anything right. I've always had that in an iron rod where I think you do things right, and that's what I'm trying to do. It might take a little while to set in. Things have got worse before they get better. Blessing in disguise a day, Malcolm was saying, could be 2, could be right. Where, you know, I know that there's some faults there, and it's up to me, nobody else, to fix them faults. So anything goes wrong, it's on my head, always will be. Doesn't matter what I've got, what players I've got, what I haven't got. At the end of the day, people come in to pay to watch teams win. It doesn't matter what job I've done since I've been at a job in the last 4 years in January, and how everybody says we've turned it really around. That doesn't matter. What matters is at 3 o'clock you get a result. That's the only thing what matters, you know.
On the discipline side, are you not tempted to give more leeway to the players who are perhaps better than other players?
Yep.
Are you not tempted to give them a bit more leeway?
If you were in charge of your factory, right, and a player was late all the time, and all of a sudden, instead of coming in and saying sorry gaffer for being late, you would come and say, well listen, I do live quite far away here, and if you were training somebody as your work and it didn't go 100% all the time, would you not get annoyed?
Oh, of course, and I'm not criticising the position.
But in fact, if you're manager of a football club and I'm trying to turn the thing around again and keep in the top 5 and have a crack at the title and all the things where I still will, if I've got some people who are coming here with, you know, work we're trying to put in, the money we put in, we had a to do on Friday night, a supporters club, and some people didn't even turn to that without a text. You know, like we're coming, you've got like a new signing, Dure, and like Kwame coming all the way to these dues, and players don't even send texts to it. That shows what I care about the club. And I'm trying to arrange a big football club here, and I'm trying to arrange to do things the right way. And people are late. I wouldn't give it to nobody, not at all. I wouldn't like say, okay, I'd rather get a sack, and I'd rather say, okay, at least I've tried to do it to things where we come on time, we get well looked after, we get tracksuits off the club, we get Anderson's travel away matches we do, we get Peter Bowes and Crew and all the supporters trying to do dues. So I'm willing to get any stick what Gans my way, and I'm willing to get Dowson out or whatever we want to do. Not a problem. I'll resign on the spot if that's what the people want in the club. Not a problem whatsoever. You know, I'll get on with my life. I've had Kingstonian before my life. I'll have it afterwards. Same as Kingston will be long gone before I leave as such. But that's not a problem at the minute because I was second top, third top of the league. But I will not change my ways. If you're late at this football club or you haven't got a desire to do well, you leave. Simple as that.
Awesome. Thank you.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Okay, no problem.